Wait, I see you. Yes, you. It's 2 a.m., and you're lying in bed staring at the ceiling like it owes you money. Your brain is playing that familiar highlight reel of all the plans you made this year that went absolutely nowhere. Sound familiar? You know what I'm talking about. That gym membership that's collecting dust faster than your high school yearbook. The meditation app you downloaded with such enthusiasm that you forgot your password after 3 days. The morning routine you planned that was supposed to turn you into a productivity machine, but instead turned you into someone who hits snooze 7 times and calls it self-care. If you're nodding along right now, don't worry. You're not broken. You're just human. And today I'm going to show you exactly why 92% of people fail at their plans, and more importantly, how to join the 8% who actually make stuff happen. The problem. Let me guess. You've tried everything, right? Vision boards that look like a Pinterest explosion, goal-setting apps that send you passive-aggressive notifications. You've probably even bought one of those fancy planners that cost more than your monthly coffee budget. But here's the thing that nobody talks about. You're not failing because you lack willpower. You're failing because you're following advice that's about as useful as a chocolate teapot. The self-help industry has convinced us that if we just believe hard enough or visualize success, our dreams will magically manifest. But here's a reality check. Visualization without preparation is just daydreaming with extra steps. Question for you. Drop a comment below and tell me the most ridiculous plan you've ever made that fell apart within a week. I'll share mine. I once decided to learn French, master the guitar, and train for a marathon all in the same month. Spoiler alert, I can barely say bonjour, and I pulled a muscle reaching for the TV remote. Here's what actually works. The top 1% of achievers don't rely on motivation or willpower. They use a 3-step system that's so simple, a golden retriever could follow it. And trust me, if a golden retriever can learn to fetch your slippers, you can learn to stick to your plans. The 3 steps are: 1. Define the true target. Because get my life together is not a plan, it's a cry for help. 2. Know your X and Y, aka the what if everything goes wrong insurance policy. 3. Anchor and activate, the secret sauce that turns good intentions into actual habits. This isn't some mystical ancient wisdom I found in a cave. This is based on behavioral psychology research from Stanford, Harvard, and every other fancy university that has nothing better to do than study why humans are so spectacularly bad at following through on things. Step 1. Define the true target. All right, let's start with step 1. Define the true target. And no, writing "be happier" on a sticky note doesn't count as a target. That's just wishful thinking with adhesive backing. Here's the brutal truth. Most of us set goals that sound inspiring, but are actually useless. It's like saying, "I want to be rich," without specifying whether that means having $1 million or just enough money to buy name-brand cereal without checking your bank account first. Let me tell you about my friend Sarah. Sarah decided she wanted to improve her mental health. Noble goal, right? 6 months later, she was no better off because improve mental health is about as specific as saying, "I want to be awesome at stuff." Compare that to her friend Jake, who said, "I will meditate for 10 minutes every morning for 21 days starting Monday." Guess who actually stuck to their plan? Hint, it wasn't Sarah. The magic formula is this: one specific outcome plus one non-negotiable deadline equals a true target. Let's practice. Instead of get fit, walk 30 minutes daily for 30 days. Instead of eat healthier, prep 5 healthy lunches every Sunday for 4 weeks. Instead of be more organized, clean and organize 1 room per week for 8 weeks. See the difference? The first ones make you feel good for about 3.7 seconds. The second ones make your brain go, okay, I know exactly what we're doing here. Your turn. What's one vague goal you've been carrying around like an old receipt in your wallet? Share it in the comments, and I'll help you turn it into a true target that actually works. Step 2. Know your X and Y. Step 2 is where things get interesting. Know your X and Y. This is the step that separates the dreamers from the achievers, the wishers from the doers, the people who plan from the people who actually follow through. Here's what most people do. They make a plan assuming everything will go perfectly. It's like planning a picnic and only packing for sunny weather, then acting surprised when it rains and your sandwich gets soggy. But successful people, they plan for Murphy's Law. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and probably at the worst possible moment. Let me share a story that'll make you cringe with recognition. My friend Emma decided she was going to wake up at 6 a.m. every day to exercise. She bought a cute workout outfit, set her alarm, and felt like she had her life figured out. Day 1 went great. Day 2 was okay. Day 3? She stayed up until 2 a.m. binge-watching Netflix documentaries about serial killers. Don't ask me why, we've all been there. When her alarm went off at 6 a.m., she looked at it like it was personally attacking her, hit snooze, and went back to sleep. By week 2, she was back to waking up at 9 a.m. and feeling like a failure. The problem? Emma planned for success but not for obstacles. She never asked herself, what if I stay up late? What if I feel exhausted? What if I just don't feel like it? Here's the X and Y formula. If X obstacle happens, then I'll do Y action. Think of it as creating a backup plan for your backup plan. Some examples. If I feel too anxious to meditate for 10 minutes, I'll do 3 deep breaths instead. If I'm running late and can't cook breakfast, I'll grab a banana and nuts. If I'm too tired to work out for 30 minutes, I'll do 10 jumping jacks. The key is making your plan B so ridiculously easy that you'd have to be unconscious not to do it. Question time. What's the obstacle that always derails your plans? Is it lack of time? Feeling overwhelmed? The irresistible call of your couch? Drop it in the comments. I bet you'll find you're not alone, and someone might share a brilliant solution. Here's my personal favorite X and Y. If I feel too lazy to clean my entire apartment, I'll clean just one surface. You know what happens? I start with one surface and momentum takes over. Before I know it, I've cleaned the whole place. It's like tricking your brain into being productive. But here's the kicker. Sometimes I really do just clean one surface, and that's perfectly fine too. Because one surface is infinitely better than 0 surfaces, and perfection is the enemy of progress. Step 3, anchor and activate. Now we get to step 3, anchor and activate. This is where the magic happens, people. This is the difference between having a plan and actually following through on it. Most people create a beautiful plan, feel motivated for approximately 47 minutes, then expect their future self to remember and execute it perfectly. But here's the thing about your future self. They're basically a stranger who makes questionable decisions and can't be trusted to remember where they put their keys, let alone follow through on life-changing plans. Let me tell you about my friend Marcus. Marcus created the perfect morning routine on paper. It was beautiful. Meditation, journaling, exercise, healthy breakfast. He printed it out, put it on his fridge, and felt like he'd solved the mystery of life. 3 days later, he forgot to do it. Not because he had amnesia, but because he relied on memory and motivation instead of systems. And motivation is like that friend who says they'll help you move, but disappears when you actually need them. The solution? 2 tools, anchors and reminders. Anchors are about habit stacking. You take something you already do every day, brushing your teeth, drinking coffee, checking your phone. Yes, we see you, and attach your new plan to it. For example, right after I brush my teeth, I'll write down 3 things I'm grateful for. Why does this work? Because you're hijacking an existing neural pathway instead of trying to create a brand new one from scratch. It's like taking the highway instead of building a new road. Your brain already knows how to brush teeth, so you're just adding a passenger to that journey. Reminders are about external accountability, because let's be honest, if you could rely on your memory, you wouldn't need a plan in the first place. You'd just naturally do all the right things and probably have your life together by now. Examples of reminders: phone alarms with specific messages, not just beep beep, but time to meditate, you gorgeous human. Sticky notes in strategic places: bathroom mirror, laptop screen, steering wheel. Accountability partners who will lovingly drag you back on track. Here's a funny story. I once put a sticky note on my coffee machine that said, "Did you meditate yet?" It was supposed to remind me to meditate before my morning coffee. Instead, I found myself having philosophical arguments with a piece of paper at 7 a.m. But you know what? It worked. I meditated every morning for 3 weeks straight, partly out of spite. Your homework: pick one habit you want to build and identify an anchor for it. What do you do every single day without fail? Brush your teeth? Check your phone? Use the bathroom? Hey, no judgment. We all have our routines. Share your anchor idea in the comments. I bet you'll inspire someone else. Let's put all 3 steps together with a real-world example. Say you want to improve your mental health through daily reflection, a goal that's both achievable and genuinely life-changing. Step 1. Define the true target. Instead of "be more self-aware," which is about as helpful as a screen door on a submarine, try this: write in my gratitude journal for 5 minutes every evening for 30 days. See how specific that is? You know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how long to do it for. No room for confusion, no excuses about not knowing where to start. Step 2. Know your X and Y. Now, let's anticipate what could go wrong. If I'm too tired to write, I'll voice record 3 things I'm grateful for. If I forget until bedtime, I'll do it right after brushing my teeth. If I have nothing to write, I'll start with "Today I'm grateful for." Notice how each backup plan is easier than the original? That's intentional. When you're tired or stressed, your brain needs simple options, not complicated alternatives. Step 3. Anchor and activate. Anchor. Right after dinner cleanup, something you already do. Reminder. Phone alarm at 8 p.m. labeled "Gratitude Time, Beautiful Human." Backup. Journal placed next to your toothbrush. Here's what happens. You finish cleaning up after dinner, and your brain automatically thinks, "Oh, gratitude time." At 8 p.m., your phone reminds you just in case. And if you somehow forget both of those, you see the journal next to your toothbrush and remember. It's like having a personal assistant, accountability partner, and life coach all rolled into one system. Question for the audience. What's one area of your life where you'd like to see improvement? Mental health, physical fitness, career growth, relationships? Drop it in the comments and let's brainstorm some true targets together. Here's what happens when you master this 3-step system. You stop being someone who makes plans and become someone who executes them. And that shift? It changes everything. You go from scattered energy to laser focus, from broken promises to consistent progress, from wishful thinking to measurable results. But here's the real kicker. You build unshakable confidence in your ability to create change. Think about it. Every time you follow through on a plan, you're proving to yourself that you're reliable. You're building trust with the most important person in your life, you. And when you trust yourself, you become unstoppable. I've seen this transformation happen hundreds of times. People who couldn't stick to a diet for 3 days, suddenly maintaining healthy habits for months. Individuals who struggled with anxiety, learning to manage their mental health proactively. Folks who felt completely scattered, finally getting their lives organized. The ripple effect is incredible. When you master planning in one area, it spills over into everything else. You become the person who follows through, the person who can be counted on, the person who turns ideas into reality. But here's my favorite part. You stop being impressed by people who just talk about their goals and start being inspired by people who quietly achieve them. You become one of those people others look at and think, how do they make it look so easy? The secret? It's not easy. It's just systematic. All right, here's where the rubber meets the road. I've given you the blueprint. Now it's time to use it. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. 1. Pick one area of your life you want to improve. 2. Apply all 3 steps right now. 3. Start small. Choose something you can accomplish in 7 days, not 7 months. Why 7 days? Because success builds on success. You want to prove to yourself that this system works before you tackle bigger challenges. Win small, then win bigger. Here's what I want you to do. Share your plan in the comments below. Tell us, what's your true target? What's your biggest anticipated obstacle and your backup plan? What anchor will you use? Why share it publicly? Because research shows you're 65% more likely to follow through when you make a public commitment. Plus, you'll inspire others and create accountability for yourself. And here's a little bonus. I'll personally respond to the first 20 comments with specific feedback on your plan. Think of it as free coaching from someone who's obsessed with helping people actually achieve their goals. But wait, there's more. If you found this helpful, hit that like button so I know to create more content like this. And if you want more strategies for improving your mental health and emotional wellness, subscribe and ring that notification bell. Remember, the difference between successful people and everyone else isn't that they never fail. It's that they plan for success and failure. They expect obstacles and prepare for them. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. Final question. What's the one plan you've been putting off that could genuinely change your life? You know the one. It's probably been sitting in the back of your mind for months. Share it below, and let's turn it from a wish into a reality. The clock is ticking. Your future self is counting on you. And trust me, they'll thank you for taking action today instead of waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. Now go make it happen. I believe in you. Don't forget to hit the subscription button.